Hey there, overthinkers of the internet. Raise your hand if you've ever spent 45 minutes debating whether to send a text that said, "Hey, how's it going?" Spoiler alert, it's never just 45 minutes. It's a full blown Lord of the Rings trilogy in your head, extended edition. And let's be real, by the time you finally hit send, you've already imagined 17 different ways the conversation could go wrong, including the possibility that they'll somehow figure out you've been overthinking this for an hour. But don't worry, I'm here to help you outsmart your overthinking brain. Today, we're entering mind hack mode. Think of it as the cheat code to stop your brain from spiraling into the abyss of what ifs and but maybes. First things first, what even is overthinking? It's like your brain decided to host a TED Talk without telling you, and the topic is everything that could possibly go wrong. Spoiler, the audience is just you, and the speaker is also you. It's a mess. But here's the thing. Overthinking isn't all bad. It's your brain's way of trying to protect you. The problem is, your brain is like that overprotective parent who won't let you leave the house without a raincoat, sunscreen, and a full body suit of armor. It means well, but come on, brain, chill. So, how do we outsmart this overthinking monster? Let's break it down into some simple, actionable steps. Step 1. Name the game. When you catch yourself overthinking, pause and say out loud, "Ah, there you are, overthinking. I see you." Naming it takes away its power. It's like calling out a sneaky raccoon rummaging through your trash. Once you spot it, it's not so scary anymore. Think of it this way. Overthinking thrives in the shadows. It's like that one friend who only shows up uninvited and eats all your snacks. But when you call it out, it loses its grip. So the next time your brain starts spinning out of control, just say, "Nice try, overthinking. Not today." Step 2. The stop rule. Here's the deal. When your brain starts spiraling, imagine a giant stop sign, or if you're extra dramatic like me, yell "stop" in your head. Pro tip. Don't do this out loud in public unless you want people to think you're auditioning for a horror movie. The point is to interrupt the thought loop. Overthinking thrives on momentum, so cut it off before it picks up speed. Think of it like stopping a toddler mid-tantrum. Distract, redirect, and move on. For example, let's say you're lying in bed at 2 a.m., replaying that awkward thing you said 3 years ago. Instead of letting your brain run wild, picture that stop sign. Then redirect your thoughts to something neutral, like counting backward from 100, or imagining your favorite vacation spot. It's like hitting the reset button on your brain. Step 3. The worry jar technique. Grab a jar, any jar. Mason jar, pickle jar, even an empty Nutella jar if you're feeling fancy. Write down your worries on little pieces of paper and toss them in the jar. This is your brain's way of saying, "I'll deal with you later." The magic here is that 90% of the time, you'll forget what you even wrote down. And the other 10%? Well, at least you've got it all in one place. It's like outsourcing your anxiety to a jar. Revolutionary. Here's how it works. Let's say you're worried about a big presentation at work. Instead of letting that worry consume you, write it down and toss it in the jar. Tell yourself, "I'll think about this tomorrow at 7 p.m. Spoiler. By 7 p.m., you'll probably realize it wasn't as big of a deal as you thought. Step 4. Set a worry time limit. Yes, you heard me right. Schedule a time to worry. Like, "Okay, brain, you can freak out about this from 7 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. It sounds ridiculous, but it works. The rest of the day? Nope. Not allowed. You're too busy living your best life. Think of it as putting your worries on a leash. They can't run wild anymore. For example, if you catch yourself overthinking during the day, just say, "Not now, brain. We've got a date at 7 p.m. And when 7 p.m. rolls around, you might find that you don't even feel like worrying anymore. It's like your brain realizes it's not as fun when it's scheduled. Step 5. Get physical. Overthinking is like a mental treadmill. You're running but going nowhere. So get off the treadmill and do something physical. Go for a walk, dance like no one's watching because they're not, or punch a pillow if you're feeling feisty. Physical activity helps reset your brain. Plus, it's hard to overthink when you're trying not to faceplant on the treadmill. For example, if you're stuck in a loop of negative thoughts, go for a brisk walk. The combination of fresh air and movement can work wonders. And if you're feeling really adventurous, try a dance break. Nothing says "I'm done overthinking" like a spontaneous living room dance party. Step 6. Write it out. Grab a notebook and dump all your thoughts onto paper. It's like giving your brain a detox. Write down every single worry, no matter how ridiculous. What if I accidentally wear my shirt inside out tomorrow? What if my plants are judging me? Once it's all out, you'll realize how silly some of these thoughts are. And the ones that aren't silly? Well, now you've got a plan to tackle them. Win-win. For example, if you're worried about an upcoming event, write down everything that's stressing you out. Then brainstorm solutions for each worry. It's like turning your anxiety into an action plan. Step 7. Call a friend. Overthinking loves isolation. It's like a vampire. It thrives in the dark. So flip on the lights and call a friend. Talk it out, laugh it out, or just vent. Sometimes saying your thoughts out loud makes you realize how absurd they sound. And if your friend is also an overthinker, well, now you've got a support group. Misery loves company, right? For example, if you're spiraling about a decision, call a friend and ask for their perspective. Chances are they'll say something like, "Dude, it's not that deep." And you'll realize they're right. Step 8. Celebrate small wins. Did you send that text without overthinking it? Trophy. Did you make a decision in under 10 minutes? Trophy. Did you resist the urge to Google weird symptoms at 2 a.m.? Major trophy. Celebrating small wins trains your brain to focus on the positive. It's like giving your brain a cookie every time it behaves. And who doesn't love cookies? For example, if you manage to stop yourself from overthinking a situation, give yourself a little pat on the back. Or, if you're feeling extra fancy, treat yourself to something you enjoy. It's all about reinforcing the good habits. All right, my fellow overthinkers, that's it for today's Mind Hack Mode. Remember, overthinking is just your brain trying to help. It's just really bad at its job. But with these tips, you can outsmart it and take back control. And hey, if you still catch yourself overthinking, don't sweat it. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is a calm, collected mind. Just take it one step at a time. So go out there, give these hacks a try, and remember, you're not alone in this. We're all just trying to quiet the chaos in our heads. Until next time, stay awesome and stop overthinking that text. Just send it.